Hello and welcome to a very special edition of The Masked Reader. Today we have 4 masked readers for you to try and identify. Listen to them read a passage from their favourite book and see if you can work out who the masked readers are. So here we go, masked reader number 1.
His face was so misshapen, so was his speech. Who was this man? Where was he taken? It was only then the boy realised that staring straight. It felt almost as if he was floating. Something was rattling. He was rattling. The boy realised he must be lying on a trolley with one wheels. His head clouded with questions. Where was he? How did he get here? Why couldn't he remember a thing? Most importantly, who was this terrifying man? The trolley travelled slowly down the long corridor. The boy could hear the sound of something being dragged along the floor. It sounded like the squeak of a shoe. He looked down. The man was limping, just like his face. Inside his body was swollen.
That was reader number 1. Have you worked out who it could be? Let's hear masked reader number 2.
The wormy spaghetti. At 1 o'clock, Mrs. Twit cooked spaghetti for lunch, and she mixed the worms in with the spaghetti, but only on her husband's plate. The worms didn't show because everything was covered with tomato sauce and sprinkled with cheese. "Hey, my spaghetti's moving!" cried Mr. Twit, poking around in it with his fork. "It's a new kind," Mrs. Twit said, taking a mouthful from her own plate, which of course had no worms. "It's called squiggly spaghetti. It's delicious. Eat it up while it's nice and hot." Mr. Twit started eating, twisting the long tomato-covered strings around his fork and shoveling them into his mouth. Soon there was tomato sauce all over his hairy chin. "It's not as good as the ordinary kind," he said, talking with his mouth full. "It's too squishy." "I find it very tasty," Mrs. Twit said. She was watching him from the other end of the table. It gave her great pleasure to watch him eating worms. "I find it rather bitter," Mr. Twit said. "It's got a distinctly bitter flavour. Buy the other kind next time." Mrs. Twit waited until Mr. Twit had eaten the whole plateful. Then she said, "You want to know why your spaghetti was squishy?" Mr. Twit wiped the tomato sauce from his beard with a corner of the tablecloth. "Why?" he said. "And why it had a nasty, bitter taste?" "Why?" he said. "Because it was worms!" cried Mrs. Twit, clapping her hands and stamping her feet on the floor and rocking with horrible laughter.
Have you worked out who it could be? Let's hear masked reader number 3.
We only have a few hours left, so listen carefully. If you're hearing this story, you're already in danger. Saving night might be your only chance. Go to the school, find the locker. I won't tell you which school or which locker, because if you're the right person, then you'll find it. The combination is 30, 32, 33. By the time you finish listening, you'll know what those numbers mean. Just remember the story that we're about to tell you isn't complete yet. How it ends depends on you. The most important thing, when you open the package and find what's inside, don't wait longer than a week. Sure, they'll be tempted. I mean, it will grant your wedge of limited power, but if you possess it too long, it will consume you. Learn its secrets quickly and pass it on. Hide it for the next person, the way Sophie and I did for you. Then, be prepared for your life to get very interesting. Okay, so this is telling you to stop stalling and get on with the story. Fine. I guess it started in London, the night our dad blew up the British Museum. My name is Hobson. I'm 14, and my home is a suitcase. You think I'm kidding? Since I was 8 years old, my dad and I have travelled the world. I was born in LA, but my dad's an archaeologist, so he's located all over. Mostly we go to Egypt since that's his speciality. Go into a bookstore and find about Egypt. That's a pretty good chance that it's written by Dr. Julius Cain. You want to know how Egyptians pulled the brains out of mummies or built the pyramids or cursed Hindus tomb? My dad is your man. Of course, there are other reasons my dad moved around so much, but I didn't know his secret back then. I didn't go to school. My dad homeschooled him, if you can call it homeschooling when you don't have home. He sort of told me whatever he thought was important. So I read a lot about Egypt and baseball stats and my dad's favourite musicians. I read a lot too, pretty much anything I could get my hands on, from dad's history books to fantasy novels, because I spent a lot of time sitting around in hotels and airports and dig sites in foreign countries where I didn't know anybody. My dad was always telling me to put the book down and play some ball. Whoever tried to start a game and pick up a plastic ball, that's on Egypt. What is it? Anyway, my dad trained me early on to keep all my possessions in a single suitcase that fits in an aeroplane overhead compartment. My dad acted the same way, except he was allowed an extra work bag for his archaeology tools. Rule number 1, I was not allowed to look in his work bag. That's a rule I never break.
Have you worked out who it could be? And let's hear from our final masked reader, number 4.
Well, of course, I can get one said, one in the soft royalist. Perhaps he here when swam to the outlook. That's of farmer, softly swerve, to Fiefsina, sorry that pay. Making steam you out. So, no burst in a feast to burst na, so burst na, success to burst sahi. One is now, well, of her that. Well, of her this, oh, well, of her that. Well, of her there's no of us now. One stops off if in a burst it. Swan where good no mission, no van, swam where but to do snow, you out. Look, will swam in the swam with those off. Slow out, eat the torch, swam.
Have you worked out who it could be? Complete the form to cast your vote and tune back in on Friday when we will reveal who the masked readers were. Thank you for joining us on The Masked Reader.